Many genres and musical groups defined the 80s. Pop, hip-hop and rap, new wave, and hair metal were the most iconic and righteous genres. Madonna, Michael Jackson, Wham, Run DMC, Van Halen, Duran Duran, Billy Idol, and Guns N' Roses were some of the most radical musicians. Music is listened to on a Walkman, cassette tapes, CDs, mixtapes, or a boombox, like the one in the tubular 80s movie, Say Anything. It would be totally wicked if I had a Ferrari like Cameron in the rad 80s movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off. But even though the economy is doing rad right now due to President Reagan's new economic policies, my dad says I can't have one. Jeez, like what's his damage? But my dad is getting me a Ford Probe GL because he says it has good gas mileage and it totally has air conditioning. I'm so stoked. I'm also so psyched that I won't have to use forms of mass transportation like the bus, train, subway, or even airplane. I'm going to be burning up the highway in my new car. There are totally so many awesome movies that are made in the 80s, like The Breakfast Club, The Goonies, 16 Candles, Top Gun, Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, Footloose, Dirty Dancing, and of course, E.T. the Extraterrestrial. There are some totally rad TV shows too, like Full House, Cheers, Growing Pains, The Golden Girls, Family Ties, The A-Team, and obviously the music videos on MTV. When I'm not vegging out and watching movies and TV, I love to roller skate, go to the arcade and play Pac-Man or Donkey Kong, or play with my Rubik's Cube. The Walkman was the rave of the 80s and totally initiated the personal audio revolution. The VCR was also totally major. The VCR replaced the need for lame video projectors, and as a result, the quality of the video significantly increased in the average American's home. The Motorola cell phone was also all the rage. This tubular cell phone enabled you not to be tied to a cord anymore and take your chats on the go. The Atari was definitely choice too. The Atari replaced the Magnavox Odyssey and Pong, thus improving the gaming experience by allowing a large variety of games to be played on the same console. Rad, right? The awesome PC home computer replaced dusty old typewriters, thus increasing efficiency, providing a totally easier way to work from home, and serving as the prologue to the new age of computer technology. The Nintendo and Super Mario Bros. Came out in the late 80s, replacing the righteous Atari, progressing forward in the totally radical era of gaming. Boomboxes, cassette tapes, CDs, and mixtapes replaced the grody record players in the 80s. This was major because with these fresh new inventions, people could carry their music with them and enjoy it from anywhere. The NASA Space Shuttle took its first flight in the 1980s. The Space Shuttle was so innovative and wicked because it was the first American spacecraft that could be reused. Most of this rad new technology was designed to be enjoyed personally, either at home or portably on the go. Many star teams and athletes were on the rise in the 1980s. Quarterback Joe Montana, boxer Mike Tyson, and basketball players Magic Johnson and Larry Bird were among some of the most totally awesome. The San Francisco 49ers, Los Angeles Lakers, and Boston Celtics were major too. The U.S., along with 65 other countries, boycotted the Summer Olympics in Moscow, hosted by the Soviet Union, in protest of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Ugh, that was such a bogus move, Soviet Union. But the U.S. totally competed in the Summer Olympics, which were held right here on our home turf in New York. Here, our hockey team totally kicked the Soviet Union's butts in ice hockey. This event will later be known as the Miracle on Ice. Totally sick dance moves in the 80s included moonwalking, the sprinkler, MC Hammer dance, and the running man.
What are you girls doing? These dance moves are highly inappropriate.
Take a chill pill, live in newest rate.
Go to your room.
Oh, now I'm gonna have to re-record all my MTV episodes.
The average family home was either ranch style, contemporary style, or colonial style. Due to President Reagan's economic policy of Reaganomics, families like mine have been able to afford bigger houses than we could have 10 years ago. Most houses included a tubular in-ground pool, rad contemporary vaulted or cathedral ceilings, and open kitchen concepts. Interior design included the use of pastel colors such as pink and blue, wood paneling, floral prints, and radical metallic accents. A new form of art appeared in the 80s called graphic design, which is fresh, modern-style artwork such as ceramic curves on a modern vase. Totally radical foods that were new and popular in the 80s include ranch dressing, Cool Ranch Doritos, Lean Cuisines, Capri Suns, Gushers, Reese's Pieces, Hubba Bubba, and Diet Coke. Although not new, McDonald's Happy Meals were the bomb too. Meals were prepared inside the home, either traditionally with an oven and stove, or TV dinners were prepared in the microwave. Families would totally eat together during meals, but usually in front of the TV. In the 1970s, the American economy was going through a recession, and an oil embargo was placed on America by OPEC, which resulted in the ill skyrocketing of gas prices. The economic circumstances and the major increase in gas prices forced the average American to drive economy cars, such as the AMC Gremlin and the Ford Pinto. When America transitioned into the 1980s and Reagan was pulling America out of the recession with Reaganomics, Americans slowly gained back the financial freedom to drive whichever car they wanted to, like the Pontiac Firebird or the Chevy Camaro. This radical change through the decades regarding which cars Americans used to drive is significant because it depicts how effective Reagan and his Reaganomics were on the American economy as opposed to Keynesian economics, the Nixon shock, and alternative energy programs.